Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast, hosted by Sooner or Later TV. This week, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I'm joined by my council of cinematic heroes, Alex, Eric, and James, and then me. Alright, so...
Are you part of that council, though?
Yeah, I said and me.
And me.
Okay. What the fuck, Eric?
But that makes you the president, then, if we're your council.
No, I'm joined by my council. Can't other... You would say, like, my, wouldn't you?
You could be the head of the council.
I don't want to be the head. I'll be vice head. I'll be scrote. I'll be somebody's scrote.
Alright.
So, like I said, this week we're going to be reviewing... What?
The thing for Twitch says just chatting.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I changed it. Just chatting is the, like, game that we're playing, right?
Oh, okay.
So, like, if we're playing League, I would play League, or it would say League. If we're playing Rainbow Six Siege, it would say Siege. What? Are you talking about what I said?
Yeah.
THWIP is the noise that Spider-Man's web slingers make. Oh, so the go live notification says THWIP into the podcast.
Oh.
And she looked at me like I was a fucking loser. So this week it's my pick. So I chose 2018 Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The synopsis: bitten by a radioactive spider in the subway. Well, it's a subway tunnel, kind of. He's not really in the subway.
Yeah, it's like some closed off power grid type thing area.
Google synopsises really need work. We might have to start submitting our own.
We should come up
They're
with
real vague about things.
But
like that whole underground is considered the subway. Yeah.
I'll take it from Eric. He's the only engineer among us.
Yeah.
Miles Morales suddenly develops mysterious powers that transform him into the one and only Spider-Man. When he meets Peter Parker, he soon realizes that there are many others who share special, high-flying talents. Miles must now use his newfound skills to battle the evil Kingpin, a hulking madman who can open portals to other universes and pull different versions of Spider-Man into our world. Not really our world. And he's not really trying to pull Spider-Man.
This is a shit synopsis, dude. Yeah, that's not his goal at all.
No. So why did I choose this movie? This is easily... I mean, I'm going to spoil the ending of the podcast or whatever, but nobody watches for me anyways. This is easily one of my favorite movies of all time. We saw this movie in theaters 3 times?
3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times? Just everything about this movie is absolutely fucking fantastic to me. It's... I don't know. It moves me literally every single time I watch it. And I mean, I've been picking only movies that I absolutely love, basically, so this was just another one.
And because you wanted James to see it. This kind of forced James to find
it. Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. And because one of us decided to be a piece of shit and wait 18 months to watch it.
You know what? Don't talk about me like that. Because I have 2 Miles Morales pops up here. So I'm the real fan.
And how many do you have?
I brought them out just because of this. Look at them.
Oh, I see.
Look! Alright, so the directors were Bob Perschetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. I don't really know what they've ever been in, and I didn't decide to put it on here because they don't matter to me.
Oh my god.
Writers were Phil Lord and Rodney Rothman. And then this week, I put producers because I found it particularly interesting. There were fucking 5 producers on this movie. Avi Arad, Amy Pascal, Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, Christina Steinberg. And of course, the 2 big... There's 2 really big names and a 3rd smaller big name. So Phil Lord and Christopher Miller did the Lego Movie. Which fucking blew people away.
Chris Pratt?
Yes, that Lego Movie. The only Lego movie.
Is there another?
There's Lego Movie 2.
There's
Batman.
But I would have said the Lego Movie 2, and I would have said Lego Batman.
There's a lot of Lego
movies.
movies.
Lego, like Jurassic
Bob,
Park
Again, I would have said the Lego Jurassic Park movie. Y'all suck. I'm about to
Bob
do this
Perchetti
podcast
did
also.
The Little Prince and Puss in Boots.
Oh man, he really directed some bangers.
And Peter Ramsey did Rise of the Guardians and Monsters vs. Aliens.
Ooh.
Mutant
I mean,
That's quality.
Mutant Pumpkins from Outer Space. Holy.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller really shine through, though. Like, the producers really tend to pull a lot of weight when it comes to movies, because they're the ones who are kind of, like, wheeling and dealing, right? They're, like, the ones making sure that things happen. And, yeah, their style really reigns through this movie. But it's just weird that there were 5 different, like, named producers or whatever. And then I'm pretty sure Phil Lord and Chris Miller were supposed to direct it, and then they had somebody else direct it instead.
But I wonder, like, how much, because it's an animated film, like, how much, I mean, I guess the voice actors, are they directing? Like, what is the...
So there's voice actors that are directing, but directors in animated shit say what they want to show, right? So the directors are essentially saying, okay, so they're going to cut from... we're following Miles running to school, and I want the camera to go around him as he talks to the different people, and I want it to go back and forth. And then, he's going to walk away from the school, and when he jumps up, I want it to be a side shot of him so that you can see him slap it and see how high he gets, right? So the director, just like a director does in a live-action film, they talk through each of the shots, and then, storyboard artists and shit like that.
That was a dumb question, James.
Fucking asshole.
But I mean, like, it seems like like an editor would have more, like, I mean, because they're...
Well, the editor doesn't actually, like...
The editor only gets
it.
the film after everything's done already, right?
Yeah.
It's just to clean it up, right?
Yeah, essentially. But the editor has a lot of power, too, though, because a scene can be edited 2 different ways, and it can be, essentially a completely different scene, but with the same bits in it, right?
But they just because I mean, the process is just different from animated versus like live action. So
yeah, but it's not.
I don't. It's weird though because you can't. I mean, because
there's
like what
storyboard
artists
like though that draw up everything that the director is thinking, and then
that's the thing. Like
storyboard art goes to actual animators.
Because if I'm directing a movie, it's like okay, it's taking place in front of me, like I'm watching it. And then, like, animated, like, unless, like you said, the storyboard, and they put everything out, and you're like, oh, well, no, from here we do this and that. It would just be weird as a director. I mean, well, I'm not a director, so. But I think it would be, like, challenging to do it without the physical, like, people there.
Probably. I guess it all depends, though, how clear of a vision you have of it, right?
And I don't know how many directors do both, or, like, do more lean towards animation, and they only do animation. Like, I don't know what the cross is, like.
Oh, yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Because honestly, most of the time when I see animated films, I'm never like, well, who directed that? Like, never.
Yeah. But I feel like most of the big ones that are good are all Pixar. So it doesn't really matter. Like, they all have, like, the same style almost.
Yeah, at this point, they do multiple movies, like, in Pixar.
Right. Okay, so the box office was $192 million domestic, $185 million international, and so that was worldwide of $375 million. Damn. Which is super fucking low.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's a lot to me.
No. I mean, in a time where superhero movies are making $1 billion a pop.
I mean, I guess it is like Marvel, too. Right? It's Marvel.
It's in association with Marvel, right? So,
but it's Sony.
Sony owns Spider-Man. So, during the opening crawl of this movie, it said, like, Sony Pictures Animation, which I don't think Sony has done another animated movie since this one.
So do you think that's why it didn't make as much, because it's not technically like Marvel?
I think, no, because Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character. Or he was.
The issue, I think, though, is it came out in December. Like, it came out at the end of the year. So, like, that probably played into it. And
yeah, it wasn't a summer blockbuster.
Because if you compare that money to the other big film, which is, like, the other, like, so for Best Animated Feature, it was between Spider-Verse and then Incredibles 2. And Incredibles 2, I think, made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, The Lion King, the remake, made $1.6 billion.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like this is
Yeah.
really fucking low, and for a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
This
where it
movie-
actually like
go ahead.
where it shits the bed is domestically. Like those international numbers aren't that bad. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
fine.
no, I mean-
It's-
Domestic or international should have been higher.
well, everything should have been higher because it's a great movie.
But it's a black
But, like-
lead, so like you can't expect it to do well overseas.
yeah, even though they did like lean into his Hispanic heritage really strong into the movie, which I wasn't expecting.
Kind of.
He speaks Spanish a lot in the movie, like
He
more
says-
so than
he says common phrases in Spanish. He did
Yeah.
46 days of Duolingo, alright?
Yeah.
I think it played on him being. I think the themes of the movie played on him being black more, though.
Yeah, I mean, because the hip hop aspect, that kinda like
Or like the.
it feels
violence.
urban is the thing. Like
Yeah.
it's because you figure too. But then he's also from like an area where there's a lot of like black and Hispanic people, so a lot of it can kind of like both cultures do a lot of that stuff. That's
Right.
what he's from. I mean, it feels like Brooklyn.
It
If
was-
it is, I don't know if it
It's
is.
Queens, dog. Oh
Okay,
no!
same, yeah.
Where does Miles live?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
But Queens
Yeah, it
and
is
Brooklyn are like,
boroughs
yeah.
of New York is what they're called.
yeah, they both have like that, like urban, like, because that's why they even do the spray painting and everything like that.
It was really only like Hispanic when the mom was.
That was it.
in
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of his
Okay.
Hispanicness is out the
that
window
and
when his
he
Puerto
was
Rican
eating the
mom isn't
rice
there.
or whatever in the beginning of the
His mom
movie.
was there. Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Well, you prefaced it with whenever the mom is there, he's super Hispanic, and
Well,
then
I
you went
didn't
and
remember-
the rice part.
Well, when he
That
he's
rice
walking-
looked good.
Yeah.
When he's
No.
walking to school,
yeah.
he talks like Spanish to some of his classmates.
Speak Spanish, dude.
Yeah, and then when he's Spider-Man, like when he's walking through, he says, "Hey, I'm here to save you," or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, he speaks Spanish to people that he thinks speak Spanish, but I guess that's like a common thing. People speak Spanish to me, and I'm like, "No hablo." You know?
Yeah, I mean, it was just more so than I expected because, like, a lot of, like, because I know
thought
about
that
the
was
character.
his whole big thing. He was the
Black and
first.
Hispanic, and he
Yeah.
was.
But
he wasn't the
him
first
being
Hispanic.
a black character
He's
is,
not the first
is
Hispanic.
bigger to his, like, heritage.
Miguel
Like,
O'Hara is the first Hispanic Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2099.
and he's
true.
also only half Hispanic.
Yeah.
But that was back in
You can't catch a break.
1992 when he was first introduced.
Who, Miguel?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Marvel Comics was failing, so they were like, "Fuck it, you want a Hispanic Spider-Man? Put him in the future." That's the
So
only
do
way
they
that'll
not
ever happen.
Do they not have Miguel O'Hara as Irish and Mexican anymore? Is he just Mexican, or is he still...
No, he's both. I mean, his
Okay.
last name's O'Hara. He's super.
O'Hara.
He's like no, he's both.
I mean, his first name being Miguel is
Yeah.
more Hispanic, because O'Hara is like an Irish last
That's
name.
what I'm saying. That
Yeah.
he's still both because of the last name and the first name. Rotten Tomatoes score of 97 for critics, of 375, and 93% for audience, and that was about 20,000 who made it. 93%.
That's actually really low on the critics at only 375 actually reviewed it.
Probably because it's an animated movie, you know.
The combination of that, like, it didn't. So it showed, like, I think it was like December 14th was like it had a small opening, and then like December like 18th it like was like all over or whatever.
Right.
But like that's so late in the year to like put out a movie.
Yeah.
And, like, especially to like. So by then, because of the holidays, like, oh yeah, because did a Star Wars movie come out at that time?
I thought Star Wars comes out around Christmas, right?
I don't think Star Wars came out last year. No.
Well, this would have
Or
came out
2018.
in 2018.
My bad. No, I don't think so.
Because, like, that or, like, I don't know if that was the year Mary Poppins came out, but, like, a lot of time in December, it's really hard to make money versus the big, like, either
yeah.
Star Wars movie or a big Disney movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's some reason, like, that played into it. Like, there was something else that must have came out. And this movie, once it kind of... So it came out in 2018. But that came out
Aquaman.
later.
Fucking Aquaman. I think
Aquaman made good
probably
money.
Made more money than this.
And it was
Yeah, it did.
Bumblebee. Mary Poppins Returns came out in December.
Bumblebee came out at the same time.
I guess.
Wow, those
Yeah,
feel like
that's
two different years.
So that's why, though, that was a loaded December for, like... That's
Yeah.
why this movie went under the radar.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of those franchises though got hurt from so many different franchises opening at the same time. I can see that. Okay, so we'll go Eric, James, Alex. When was the last time you saw it?
I saw it like a year and a half ago in theaters.
So when it came out.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
was the only one in the theater. It was just me. It was a super late show.
That's crazy, though.
And then you hadn't seen it since?
No.
Damn. James?
Or no, I guess when I bought it, I saw it again. But probably like a couple months after. Sorry.
So, I seen it for the first time today. So, I kind of missed it in theaters because obviously
You didn't
I was watching
miss
other
shit.
movies. I missed it, alright? So what happened is, here's the story.
Isn't that the year you were like hard into that movie? Pass?
Yeah.
crashed
I had seen
at
like
that point,
I had
though.
seen like 35 movies that year, like easily. But like I was gonna go see it, and then it was around like Christmas time. So then I was like, and it was cold, so I didn't want to go outside. So then I was like, okay, I'll watch it. But then everybody's like, oh my god, best Spider-Man movie ever! It's so good. You know, best picture. You know, all this stuff. They're like, it's so good. So I was like, man, that movie can't be that good. So then it was too hype. So then I was like, I'll wait.
It deserved every bit of the hype.
And then I waited 2 years, pretty much.
Yeah, Alex, when was the last time you saw it?
I think last year, my kids were really big into watching it over and over and over.
Yeah, they would watch it back to back to back to back.
And then today was the last time I actually watched it. So before today, last year.
Yeah, I think
It was around Christmas last year is when the kids were like into it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was like the year that it came out and we actually bought it.
No, it was last year.
Was it last year?
It had
Why do you
been-
think it was?
It had been like 6 months since the last time we saw it.
Yeah.
Since the last time we sat down and watched it.
I mean, it's been on in the background.
Right, yeah. I mean, we've listened to this movie, 300 times almost. There would be days where Daniela would play it back to back. And so you would just hear the soundtrack over and over and
Oh
over
my
and over
gosh,
and over
and
again.
even to this day, she will play the soundtrack in the car.
Over and over and over
Mama,
again.
I want to listen to Spider-Man.
I want
So why do you
Sunfire.
think it was so appealing to children? Because the colors?
Because this movie
Or,
is
like-
fucking beautiful.
Probably
Yeah.
because it's animated too.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
That's
because
a big part of
it doesn't feel like a children's like cartoon when I watch it. Is the
no,
thing. That's why I'm
no.
like it feels like an adult movie is the thing. But like I can see how kids would like because there's so many colors. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. And now the soundtrack though it's like it's a good modern soundtrack.
Yeah.
So yeah, last time I saw it 6 months ago was when the last time I sat down and watched it and cried, as opposed to the last time I heard it. And then today, but we saw it 4 times in theaters, and then probably 3 times at home, and then listened to it 100 times.
In the car.
Oh my god, so many times in the car. Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple of bangers.
Yeah, they do. So let's run through this fucking cast sheet, because boy, oh boy, there's some fucking high caliber actors in this cast sheet. Shamik Moore plays Miles Morales. So, do you guys know who Shamik Moore is?
Yeah, I've seen him in a few movies.
His breakthrough role was in the movie Dope, and that movie is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've seen Dope. I've seen Dope in theaters.
Oh, you got to see it in theaters? I'm fucking
Yeah.
jealous. That
I watch a lot of like. See, I'm more likely to go to theaters and watch stuff that's not like mainstream than I am to watch blockbusters.
yeah. But that movie.
Wait, I think I've seen this. Dope.
It's on Netflix,
It's got-
or it was on
It's got
Netflix.
A$AP Rocky in it. I think so.
Yeah.
That movie's fucking amazing. I loved it.
Yeah,
Jake Johnson is Peter B. Parker. Do you guys know who he is, right?
The one that died?
No.
No, the one that came back.
Well, the one
the
from
fat-
the
the
alternate.
fat one.
Yeah, fat Peter Parker.
he's from like New
he's
Girls,
Nick
right?
From New Girl. Yeah, so he's the
Yeah.
main love interest in New Girl. Chris Pine is Peter Parker, so he's the one who died.
The
The
blonde
worst of the Chris's too.
What? You mean looks
Hemsworth
wise?
is better. All the Chris's are better than him. What do you mean? And they've been in better movies. Chris Pine sucks.
Yeah,
Oh, I know
Oof.
him.
he's a pretty boy though.
one. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but he
sure
picks the
was
worst
in-
franchises.
He really does.
Wasn't
He's
he?
in Wonder Woman.
He is. He's Steve Trevor. Haven't seen that movie.
And he's not even the best Steve of the Chris's.
There are better Steves. There are better Chris Steves. What?
No, I thought he was the guy from the Princess Diaries too.
He is. Yeah. He's
That's
the
where I know
evil guy. Kind of evil, kind
They
of
fall
not.
in love at the end.
Yeah. It's gonna be an abusive relationship. Haley Steinfeld is Gwen Stacy. She was in Bumblebee. She is a singer. What else? Was she a child actor?
Yeah, so she's been in Ender's Game.
Oh,
She's been in True Grit.
Pitch Perfect.
Oh yeah, she's the new girl in Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
2?
Pitch Perfect 2 and 3 she's in, yeah. She's the Legacy in Pitch Perfect 2.
She's a really good actress.
And she's a good artist though, because she kind of her music career is just as poppin' as her acting career.
Yeah. Mahershala Ali as Aaron Davis.
Dude, I didn't know that. What?
Yeah. Man, this
Holy.
guy can fucking play anything. He is such a fucking fantastic actor. And there's a lot of acting that goes into like the modeling of the face or whatever. But like the scenes where he acts with Miles in it are so fucking good. That man's voice and his acting style, there's so much chemistry with basically anybody he shares the screen with. It's fucking insane.
I can't wait till Blade comes out because he's fantastic in everything he's in.
Man.
Doesn't he have 2 Oscars at this point?
Did he win an Oscar for Best Supporting in Green Book?
It's Moonlight and Green Book are the 2 he got nominated for. Did he win both?
I don't know, but I know he was in Oscar-winning films.
Yeah.
He was in Joker.
But still to be nominated for both, even if he didn't win both, is crazy. That dude's fantastic.
And he does music, apparently.
He won Best Supporting Actor for Moonlight and Green Book.
Yes, that man got back-to-back Oscars within the last 3 years.
He's also supposed to be in Godzilla vs. Kong. We're talking about...
Mahershala Ali.
Oh,
This guy.
wrong guy.
Oh, that dude does it too, though. That dude's a fucking fantastic actor. We'll get to him in a second. So the next one, he's like right here, is Brian Tyree Henry, and he's Miles' dad.
He was in Joker.
He was in Joker, sure.
Child's Play.
He's Paperboy in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So the Jefferson Davis, that's probably what I like kind of the most out of the movie though. The character design's really good.
Oh man.
And just
all of them are designed so fucking well.
But him specifically, I don't know what it was, but I just felt like his build just fit the type of style that they were creating the movie in.
Yeah.
It was just because he's
I've
not
seen
proportionate.
A guy like that before though. I've seen a big black
but he was big, hulking.
bigger.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just looked cool. It was just and especially too for him to be such a dad, but
Dude,
look like he can run through a wall.
His dad jokes are so good in this movie.
Yeah,
and even his him not knowing how to deal with his son, and he's not a bad dad at all, but he's a cop. He's more of a cop first and less of a dad, right?
Yeah.
And then watching his growth over the movie and seeing him learn how to essentially seeing him learn how to love his son the right way, and being able to share moments with his son is so fucking good in this movie.
Well, you see early on though, it's because especially from where they're living at, there, and then you find out later on his dad, even though he's a cop, he used to do bad stuff too when he was younger. It shows because early on, he's they want him to go to this private school to stay out of this area or whatever, and it just shows he's trying to do what's best for him, but Miles just doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So it's but then again, it's the way he portrays it is just you should do this because it's the right thing to do, and Miles just nah, you're just an a-hole dad.
Bitch. This cast sheet is all fucked up because his mom is way too low. We'll do his mom first. Luna Loren Velez. I don't think I've ever heard of her. Oh wait, I know this.
She looks familiar.
She looks familiar, yeah.
She was in. What the fuck show was she in?
Oz, she's in for a long time.
I did see Oz.
Dexter.
Blue Bloods?
Oh yeah, she was in Dexter.
She is in Dexter, yeah.
That's where I remember her from. She's in Ugly Betty.
Maria.
MacGyver.
Oh my god. Stop it. She's a fantastic actress too in what I've seen her in. I wish we could have gotten more of his mom though. I hope in the sequel we get something more with his mom, because she's essentially just like a super loving Hispanic mom.
They didn't know what to really do. I mean, they had so many characters in the movie is the issue, though.
Well, and his dad ties in better anyways, because of his uncle.
She was just playing the mother.
Right.
Like, that's all they had her do.
Right. And then, we'll actually run through these. Alright, so then, Zoe Kravitz was played by Mary Jane Watson. Why the fuck did they get such a big name to play such a small character?
I didn't know that was Zoe Kravitz until, like, recent. Like, after I watched the movie, I was going through the list or whatever, and I was like, oh, I didn't hear that.
She was in Divergent.
Zoe
Kravitz
Kravitz
done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And Mad Max?
Her stepdad's Jason Momoa.
That's crazy.
I think.
What a hot stepdad.
Right?
That's a fucking Pornhub movie waiting to happen, dude. Big tatted stepdad.
Yeah. She was toast.
Aquaman.
She was toast.
Khal Drogo.
Toast the Knowing in Mad Max.
Mm-hmm. And she's also...
Are we a Zoe Kravitz podcast?
He might be.
Am I a Zoe Kravitz podcast?
And
do we love Zoe Kravitz?
Dope.
She wasn't dope.
Yeah.
Are we a dope podcast?
She's dope. We might be a dope podcast.
She was also in the Lego Batman movie.
I'm glad you prefaced it, because if you would have just said the Lego movie, I would have never known.
She's now been in 2 of the movies we've done. She's also in Mad Max Fury Road.
I'll have you know right now, dope is on my list at some point. She's about to have been in 3 of the movies that we review.
Yeah.
John Mulaney as Peter Parker. Man. Fucking John Mulaney kills it in these voice acting roles. I know you guys don't like this show, but him and Big Mouth is so fucking good.
I never said I didn't like it.
Oh,
no, Big Mouth
Eric,
sucks.
shut up.
Wait, who is he?
I just said you guys overhyped it
Andrew.
too much.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, where do I know this pig from?
Yeah, it's Andrew.
Dude, I also love where they gave him, like, the hammer and stuff. I mean, it's because of the comic books or whatever, though. But, like, just because it's like an animated...
It's more of a Looney
cartoon.
Tunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So,
even
like...
make a joke at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drops an anvil on a dude.
But, like, the movie's an animated movie, but they don't do, like, animated stuff.
The other characters
but he
aren't
does.
in animated movies, right?
Yeah. But he is.
Yeah.
Like, he has, like, tropes of, like, an animated character.
I mean,
which I thought was so great.
Him flying or whatever, what is he flying towards? A pie?
When he smells pie. Yeah.
He's, like, floating through the sky. That shit is so good.
Yeah.
He even had the mallet.
Yeah. All of his visual gags are fucking... Oh, they're so good.
But they're reminiscent of, like, those Looney Tunes type cartoons
I'm
and
sorry.
stuff, which I thought was cool.
I love the part where at the end, in the credits, he's like tied up on the rope over the fire.
Oh, yeah. So, did you guys actually stay to the end of the credits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you guys see the shot of him and all the other Spider-Men are cooking him
And
like a
then it
ham?
switches.
I didn't pay attention to that, no.
So, there's like a panning shot, and he's hog-tied, and they're cooking him. And he's got like worry lines coming off of his head or whatever. It's
That's
really
funny.
good.
And then it switches to Spider-Man on the pole, and there's a bunch of pigs around
cooking him?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Kimiko Glenn as Penny Parker. I mean, so these 3 spider people really don't get much screen time. She was great, though. It's a departure from her comic book character. The comic book is super serious, like it's an actual manga, basically. So this is like a much more lighthearted, like cute version of that SP/DR : character.
So when they did the new Spider-Verse thing in the comics, did they, like, change it, or do you not know?
I don't think so.
Because, like, they all, like, came back out in the newest, like, Spider-Verse, like, after the movie came out and everything. And they even had a special issue with the PS4 one, because, like, it got so big that they made a... so I was wondering,
the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man suit is in this movie.
Is it one of the ones that
Yeah, when they pan, it's on the far left. Like, you see the white suit and everything. Or the white spider.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of them are iconic, because, like, I knew what most of them were, but there was a few that I didn't know if they were for the movie, or, like, just some, like, lore I didn't know.
There's a few of them that are lore. Like, when Spider-Man becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, his outfit is in there. Because the Peter Parker that we see die is supposed to be peak Peter Parker. He is the best Spider-Man essentially to have ever lived, and then he just got caught up with Miles and then died. So this is the kind of the Peter Parker that kind of did it all, right? He was the perfect Spider-Man until he was.
So is this based off of the Ultimate Universe then, or no? Like, is this its own universe itself? This movie, because in like Miles'
there are
origin,
differences, yeah. There
because in Ultimate Fallout 4 or whatever, like, because his Peter does die.
Yeah.
So like, and he's so.
But
I don't know
things
if it was
like
based off
characters
that.
are different. So like Prowler's character is different in the comics. He's a bad
Yeah.
dude, all out bad. There's
Isn't his dad Prowler in the comics?
No. His uncle's Prowler. His dad in the comics works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's not a cop. He's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent or an ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Well, yeah, the characterization of his dad is totally different.
Yeah.
I know for sure. Yeah,
He's more loving here than he is in the book.
Yeah,
In the book,
it fits
he's
the
a hard
movie
ass.
better though. They needed to do this.
Yeah.
Like, if they would have did the regular origin of his dad, it just wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with his uncle, though. Like, the regular origin of Aaron is vastly different than this one. And you wouldn't have felt bad for Aaron dying in this movie at all. Spoilers.
No.
Aaron dies.
Well, I think it's interesting too the way they've done it though is like, because even like Donald Glover in Homecoming or whatever,
the MCU Spider-Man.
like like I think even with him, like it's another good setup for Miles. So I like how they've done with like setting up Miles and doing Miles stuff like in just Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
Because like it's a great character that I'd love to see more of.
Yeah, even though the MCU Spider-Man basically stole everything good about Miles, except for the whole being black and Hispanic thing.
Yeah. Well, Miles wouldn't happen in the MCU for a long time, anyways.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man Noir.
We went over
So good.
Penny Parker, right?
I just did. Yep.
Did you say who she was from? The actress?
No, I have no idea what she's from.
She's Brooke from Orange is the
Yeah,
New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
I don't know.
The
You mean
one
the one
that-
who dates Poussey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't know that either. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man Noir. It's just crazy Nicolas Cage being crazy. Saying crazy off the wall shit.
Oh my gosh! Every
And
time
that's
he brought
such
up
a
the
weird-
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up?
That was such a weird choice too. Like they went with Noir.
Oh, but
Like
it
out
was
of all of the
so-
ones they could have picked.
No, Spider-Man Noir was before Spider-Gwen and Miles. Spider-Man Noir was the second most known Spider-Man. Like, he was the second most popular Spider-Man. You can't tell me otherwise.
And visually, he's stunning. I mean, come on, he's black and white.
It looks
Black and
cool.
white.
Yeah.
And he lets fucking matches burn down to his fingertips just to feel something. We don't pick the ballroom, we just dance in it. Fuck! Yeah, he's really good. His one-liners are so good. And then Lily Tomlin plays Aunt May. She is Frankie from Grace and Frankie. That's what I know her from, but she's like an Academy Award-winning actress.
She didn't really have like a list on Wikipedia. It was more or less just like her
It's more or less
Her
saying
filmography.
she's a badass bitch.
She really is though. Her and Grace and Frankie, she's so fucking funny. Both of them are so funny in that show. Catherine Hahn, my girl from Bad Moms, is Olivia.
I had no clue about
Octavius.
that either, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Well,
yeah.
she's not. She's like funny.
Are we a bad mom podcast?
Oh, fuck. And then Liev Schreiber as Wilson Fisk and our.
And I didn't know that
Kingpin.
either. Dude, holy shit, this
Dude,
cast is
It's
crazy.
stellar. It's so good, man. I mean, but like, there's not a weak actor in the bunch. Like, there's no characters in this movie where it's like, oh man, that really took me out of it. Like, everybody plays their role so well. Even Tombstone, who like has 2 or 3 speaking lines, is so good. Like, you get the feeling.
As I was watching it, I was like, what is his name? Like, I was having the hardest time remembering who he was.
I looked it up today, and I looked it up after I saw the movie. He visually looks different than Tombstone.
He should have been bigger, is the
Yeah.
thing.
But
Like, and more blockheaded.
but I mean, having that massive human being of Wilson Fisk, like, it helped having smaller people next to him.
Did the Spider-Man video game come out after this or before this?
After this.
After.
Because that, like, the Wilson Fisk in this and the Spider-Man game are just massive individuals.
Like, I'll have you know, the Wilson Fisk from the '90s Spider-Man TV show is a fucking massive human being.
Yeah, but like I don't know, this character model for this dude is just so like
his head is on his chest. He's like,
yeah, like
he's like, you have 24 hours.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, in the '90s cartoon, he is big as well. Even the comic book, he is big. But this dude is like twice their size.
It came out 2 months before.
Because the character model seems the same. Like,
yeah, I'm sure they went with like some of the same design choices.
Yeah, I almost bought the Spider-Man game after watching this movie.
Oh,
like,
you're jumping steps, but I told you this movie is so fucking fantastic.
Like today.
That has nothing to do with if it's good or not. I was like, you know what?
I need to buy a better Spider-Man story than this shit movie.
Right.
But yeah, dude, just stellar cast. This cast sheet is just crazy as fuck. So it actually took them multiple years to film this whole movie because of the style that they made the movie in. And so I was watching an interview back when the movie came out, and it was with Shamik Moore, Jake Johnson, and Haley Steinfeld. And they said that when they were recording the lines, they never met. So, like, they only met during the press tour, like the press junket. And I think it was Haley Steinfeld who said she went... Or no, it was Jake Johnson. He went in, recorded a line, and then he had to re-record that line 3 years later. Because of how extended this fucking process was.
I mean, they created a whole new engine, right? That was the whole thing.
They created a whole new art style. They actually patented the art style because of how different it is.
Well, there are some things too. I was like, I heard when this movie came out, like they filmed some stuff at like 30 frames per second.
So
like,
it's 24 frames is the normal movie going experience.
Yeah,
and typically it's one action per frame, right? So then when you move, it's like fluid motion. But for the first 2 acts of this movie, Miles is filmed at 2 frames per action. So it actually looks like he's like moving harder. Like it's like joltier movements.
He's like at 12 FPS compared to the 24.
And so it's actually visually you can tell that he's coming into his own because when he gets the suit, he starts moving at 24 frames per second. So he's moving like all the other spider people are in the movie.
Because I thought it was cool, though, because they, especially, too, when you see it the most is when they're swinging in the webs.
Yeah.
Like, you see, like, how janky he looks, like,
he's
in
like
comparison.
Stuttery almost every time he moves.
Yeah. Which was... And that's what's, like, cool about animation, like, because that's just something, like, it'd be a lot harder to get done.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, in, like, live action.
You'd have to pull off some crazy fucking CGI to do that. That was one of the facts that I was gonna bring up, but so I don't know if you guys noticed the way that they did things in focus and out of focus. So whenever things
like the blue and red thing,
it was like 3D. It would come out and it would be out of focus and there'd be like a double image or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was just my eyes messing with me.
Nope, they did that on purpose. And then the characters are styled with Ben-Day dots. So Ben-Day dots are used in old comic printing, and it was a way for comic printers to actually save on ink. So if you put enough beige dots together, even though there's white in between all the dots, the character skin looks beige. And so you didn't have to do, Spider-Man's entire suit red and blue. You just had to do a bunch of little red and blue dots, and then it looked like red and blue. So when they were designing this movie, they went out of their way to use those Ben-Day dots so that it felt like you were watching a comic book. Like it feels like you're watching, the same book that Miles' roommate is reading. It feels like you're watching that on the screen.
Even that, like, that was so cool too when you look at like the comic book, how it looked, like just everything, like, because when you see like the different styles of like. Because, like, the movie itself looks more like modern, like a comic book. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at the old, like, when he was looking at Peter's, like, comic, like, you see, like, just the color, like, variation. Because just how comics have changed over time.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to go through fucking scene by scene on this movie, but I'm gonna try and fucking contain myself.
It just has so many good little Easter eggs throughout, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, everything down to like what they're wearing. Like the first time we see Peter B. Parker and he's wearing a boot and a Converse. Like what the fuck are you doing?
He's so
funny.
raggedy. It's
So
ridiculous.
washed up.
Dude. When he's crying in the shower after him and MJ break up is so
In his
fucking
bodysuit?
funny. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Or like even like him lying, he's like, there I am, just working out,
doing crunches, getting fit, and then he's eating the pizza. Yeah, it's so good. I don't even know where to go with it other than just like talking about everything I love about this movie. How do you guys feel about how they introduced each of the Spider characters?
I think they did a really good job with what is it? B. Parker is what he's called.
Yeah, Peter B. Parker.
And then Gwen. They did a great job with them. The other ones, it was kind of just like, all right, they're here.
Well,
But,
because
like,
they already
and
did the whole thing like 3 times
Yeah.
now, so they don't want to like.
But there are really
If they
good
would have though,
jokes.
I would have liked it.
There are really good jokes in all 3 of those, especially in Peter Parker's. So, how much did you guys actually pay attention to those 3 in particular?
Oh, are you talking about where he got when they said that he got
He's not.
bit by a radioactive pig?
Yeah, he's a spider who
Yeah.
was bitten by a fucking pig. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That's
So like
so weird.
there's like little things, yeah, but it's kind of hard because they're all rattling off or whatever.
Mhm.
But I also I was familiar with the characters,
Right,
so
right, right.
like it didn't really matter that much to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't, so like as soon as I saw the movie, like I got home and I was like looking up like, all the different facts,
Yeah.
cause like they're all pretty neat. I mean, like one of my favorite screen grabs is like if you go to the chat, this is Penny Parker when she says, "Are you ready to be vengeance or full of vengeance?" and she does that little animated thing.
Yeah, where
Her eyes go all white.
the spider or whatever, or she does it, or her and Spider do it.
Yeah, look at the general chat.
I'm looking. Wait, what are you talking about? That's not.
Oh,
Oh, my bad. Oh.
I love how it says spoiler.
Oh, and then there's like a blood. There's like a knife with blood on it.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little cool shit like that everywhere. Or,
Her story's weird too, though.
yeah, hers is really fucking weird. She's like
She's like
A little girl-
telepathically linked
to some
to
spider.
the spider, and then they have the spider suit. It's so
and her
weird.
parents are dead. Yeah, it's weird. Where else to go? I'm fighting so hard. How do you guys feel about the whole plot behind why Wilson Fisk is even doing this? So why
his
he's
family?
yeah, so why he's trying to jump dimensions to get to his family.
I think he just
So-
feels guilty.
I mean, I'm sure he misses that ass.
He wants his family
He
back.
can't move on.
So,
Mm-mm.
so like normally the stuff I've seen with Fisk is like it does like I'm like he's kind of the solo type thing, but due to the fact that I've seen Daredevil and in Daredevil you finally see him
my.
like interact with a female character that he like loves or whatever. And that's kind of what I had to think back to make it make sense for me.
Yeah,
Because-
because he is almost always just the evil businessman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And-
So like if you've seen Daredevil, it almost helps the lore because if not, it's just like I don't know, 'cause
it
his
really
character
helps
itself.
if you've never seen anything with Kingpin in it.
I mean,
then-
I-
yeah, that also helps.
Because you
Yeah.
have no preconceived notions of it.
I mean, I haven't. I honestly felt sorry for him.
Don't. He's a bad dude. Bad,
See,
bad,
but that
bad
does
hombre.
help, though.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a bad dude, but I also felt sorry that he.
I mean, it
lost
kinda-
Yeah, but it's
it's like-
his fault.
Yeah.
He has a tragic
It
backstory.
kind of
too.
parallels like the Spider-Man story, right? Like something tragic happened to him, so now he's trying to justify his actions.
No, yeah.
I didn't know. It's
it
just him
depends,
being
right?
selfish.
I guess if you look at it as vigilantism is bad and Spider-Man shouldn't be doing it, then yeah, it is almost 100% exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Because the only reason that Ben died is because Peter fucked up. And the only reason Wilson's family died is because he fucked up.
Yeah, he was trying to beat up Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was trying to fucking kill this dude.
What are you doing, Dad?
Oh, damn. Oh, jeez, Dad. I don't know.
But that's his problem, too, though, because, like, Fisk has always done that anytime he's had somebody. He tries to shield them from everything. And then they always find out, and obviously it never goes well. Like,
he should just
bro,
be fucking
just
these
tell them.
bad bitches, yeah, who don't care.
Yeah, but he likes to be with people that are, like clean.
Yeah.
Like, they've never
it helps his
seen
image.
the badness in the
He
world.
wants to appear clean, yeah.
Yeah.
You got that big, bald, clean head, dude.
I don't think that kid was his, though. That kid's way too small to be his kid.
Well, he hasn't hit his growth spurt yet. Hold on now. He hasn't gotten
Dude,
puberty.
Fisk has been big his whole life.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the shot where there's like multiple versions of his wife and son coming at him at the end of the movie,
In the train.
one of his sons look like Matt Murdock. So he has the red sunglasses or whatever on as he's walking towards his dad, which is like a cool little thing because Kingpin is really a Daredevil villain, not so much a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, like, because that's an issue, though, with Kingpin, too, because people always, like, because he's introduced the first time in a Spider-Man comic, but, like, he's been the Daredevil villain, like,
Yeah.
Spider-Man
past
has too
40
many
years.
good villains. Daredevil needed a fucking break.
yeah. Well, Kingpin fits, like, Daredevil's world, too, like,
Yeah.
it fits in the comic book. But, yeah, that's a cool, I didn't notice that, though, but that's a cool little, like, nod to, like, comics.
Another cool little fact. All of the animators wanted to draw and animate Stan Lee for this movie, so in every train, apparently there's a hidden Stan Lee. So he's
Like a
in...
sticker?
No. There's
Like a
a Stan
person?
Lee model in all of the
Oh.
trains. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
also
shit.
walking across them when they fall.
So right after Miles discovers Peter B. Parker and he, like, Venom shocks him, and they do the whole thing on the train or whatever, when they
Yeah.
fall and they're just sitting there talking to everybody... Stan Lee's on the phone walking over them. Like,
shit.
he walks directly over them. It's essentially when Miles goes like, thank you, New York, or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He was like, can you walk around? And then they don't. He's like, thanks, New York.
Yeah, and then it cuts. Stan Lee's walking over them
Yeah.
as soon as it cuts.
And then obviously he's the owner of the.
He's a scumbag. I think this is the only cameo that he has that makes him look fucking bad.
I don't know about that. Like,
He's your typical New York, like, he owns, like...
Do it. Say the J word, Eric.
What?
he plays, like, in Iron Man, like, a Hugh Hefner type womanizer character. That's not good.
No, that's not true. He plays himself. He's actually credited as himself.
He was a woman.
So eat my ass. He's credited as himself.
When you look at him, he got a pipe, a red jacket thing, robe, and two
Just
women.
because he's covered in hoes doesn't
Womanizer.
mean he's a womanizer.
Womanizer.
No, but this makes him seem like a scummy fucking. Oh, it'll always fit, little boy. Like, whoa.
No, he's trying to run a business.
He's trying to make his money, dude.
Off of
Come on
fucking
now.
Spider-Man's death.
Not
weird.
every day does Spider-Man die.
Yeah, we gotta move these units. What are you looking up, girl?
Nothing.
Because look now, he already needs new uniforms because now you gotta buy the new Miles Spider-Man
Now
stuff.
you gotta
Like,
have the ethnic.
so all this old
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man stock is just losing out
That's
money.
memorabilia, dude. You
He
could have
plays-
ethnic Spider-Man sign it
Himself.
In-
This movie.
in this movie.
Yeah, Stan Lee, Stan, voice.
No, it always says himself if he's playing himself.
It says
The
Stan
shop-
Lee, Stan voice.
The shop owner's name is Stan, but he's not necessarily playing Stan Lee.
Oh, that's
On IMDb, you'll see it as himself under it. What are you looking at, bro?
something from Best Buy has been delivered.
Yeah, that's my mom's headphone.
Again?
No, that's just the 5th text I'm gonna get about it. So how do you guys feel about how they portrayed the God, what the fuck are they called? The Secret Six? No, they're not called the Secret Six. Oh my God,
Sinister.
The
Sinister
what?
Six. Yeah, because it's
what?
essentially a version of the Sinister Six, which is
The people they were fighting at the end?
yes. So Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery, they come together and they're like, none of us can beat the Spider-Man one-on-one. Why don't we team up? And it's essentially Doc Ock who leads the Sinister Six. So it's typically Doc Ock, Electro, Scorpion, Vulture.
I'll be honest with you.
Who else?
Mysterio,
and somebody else.
When they were all fighting at the
Not
end,
Green Goblin.
at the dimension thing, whatever it's called. where they had
Oh, Rhino, I think's in it too.
That's yep.
Were all of them in it? In this movie?
No.
No, the news movie.
This
No.
is just
But
the
like
version
the
of the Sinister Six, right? Because it's
I was
Wilson
gonna say,
Fisk.
I don't remember seeing a Rhino.
is Kraven the Hunter in there too?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sometimes
because he's in the video games a lot.
I mean, there's 15 different fucking rogues they trade out whenever they get their asses
Yeah.
beat.
I'm trying to think of what the original Sinister Six is because it's like on a cover and
Oh
everything.
yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, they've all been a part of Sinister Six.
What were you saying, girl?
I felt like I missed something when they were all fighting at the end because I'm like, where did all these other people come from?
They've always been there.
Or when they were
Those
fighting
are the ones
at
that fought in the
Aunt-
house.
Yeah.
When they were, at Aunt May's, I was like, when did they? They just called him and like, hey, we gotta go kick some Spider-Man's ass.
They-
Well, they
They've
work for
always been there. Yeah.
Wilson Fisk.
Oh.
That's typically how it works. He'll fund the whole
Yeah.
operation, and
I
then
was just confused for a second because I was like,
and then
there was 2 bad guys, 3 technically, and
there's
now
always
10.
6. So yeah, I mean, in this movie, it's Kingpin, Olivia,
Technically,
Tombstone.
his aunt or his uncle.
What?
His uncle is a bad guy.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
You fucked up my whole order. Kingpin, Doc Ock, Prowler, Scorpion, Tombstone. I think that's it. There's only 5.
Green Goblin is working with
Green
him in
Goblin.
the beginning.
6. There you go. I had to think.
Which
about
I'm not a fan of the mutated Green Goblin, but I don't know if that's like that.
It's like
like-
that in the Ultimate Universe.
I thought so, yeah.
He's weird, and then he like shoots flames out of his back
Yeah.
or some crazy shit. like
The
that.
thing I wish they would have unless like it just happened so quick that I didn't really notice it. When Peter dies, they don't have it. Like, do they show him be the lizard or no?
yeah, he has like scales on his like
in
skin.
Spider-Gwen's thing, yeah.
Yeah, like because it was like so quick though. Like
She
they didn't
punches
like.
him in the fucking throat, and then she's like,
Yeah.
and I couldn't save my best friend. Nah, bitch, you murdered him. You punched him until he fucking died. There's a difference.
But you know the story behind that, like in the Spider-Gwen thing.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like
was
he wants to be
What?
what?
Was Peter Parker the guy she was fighting?
Mm-hmm.
I never
Yeah.
That's her
knew that.
backstory.
I never
So,
knew that.
so Gwen Stacy dies for Peter Parker in every other fucking universe except for the Spider-Gwen universe, right? So in the main Spider-Man universe, what happens is Gwen Stacy's falling in a clock tower. He thwips, he catches her, but when he tries to pull her back, he snaps her neck. And so that's
God.
how Gwen Stacy
and that's
dies.
what happens in like the Amazing Spider-Man movie.
2, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my
and
God.
so that moment is part of the moment of when the Silver Age of comics died. Because like Gwen Stacy died, and for the most part, bitch has been dead forever. Like Gwen Stacy is one of those people who tend not to really come back.
I've seen this movie so many times, and every time she
They
was
never
like,
caught that.
"No," I would always wonder when she
He
ran
looks
up to...
like Peter B.
Well, yeah, I know, but I never.
Oh, now you know.
Listen, I knew. It was
I
Peter...
know.
I knew it was Peter Parker, but when she was like, "And I couldn't save my friend Peter Parker," I was just like, "Why is his shirt off? Like,
Oh,
why
yeah,
is he
he-
just laying there?" I
so-
didn't know he was the guy she was fighting.
On his neck and his like face, he has lizard scales.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
never
Because
knew
he tries to get powers like her and turns himself into the lizard.
Yeah, so in the comics they talk about how Peter's
makes more sense.
backstory is essentially that he was a fucking nerd and then he would get his ass beat all the time. So in Gwen's universe, he developed a serum to be stronger, and so then Gwen was like, "Alright, I'm gonna have to fuck you up," and so she beat his ass, but went a little too hard. I think the serum also like stopped his heart or some shit like that.
Well, I think she has to kill him though because he can no longer control it.
Yeah.
Like I think in the comic book he even tells her to like kill him or something.
Yeah, but her.
So like
It's essentially like the same thing where it's like the spider person killed Gwen Stacy, right? Or their best friend.
Yeah. Well, now I know.
Mm-hmm.
This whole time I literally was like, "Why is his shirt off?"
It's so weird that he's
the
like...
the Spider-Gwen comic books are really good though. You actually might like them.
I haven't read Spider-Ghost, but I own all the other Spider-Gwen comics.
I think she was
Yeah.
my favorite like spider person in this whole movie.
It's someone that you can relate to, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so me, Peter
It's
Porker.
like, finally, a Caucasian spider person.
Oh, it was so funny. He came to me earlier and he asked me.
Came to me in a dream. This Peter
Thanks,
Parker.
Eric.
And he was like, "Do you want to be Gwen or?"
Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
Is what I asked her.
And
I was like,
was
who do you
like-
want to be in the thumbnail?
And I was like, I mean, I guess
No,
Gwen.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you're going to
And
say it
then,
right.
because I didn't realize who Noir was at
Noir.
first.
She said,
Noir.
I don't even know who that is. I said, well, think about the name, girl. Spider-Man
And I was
Noir.
like, oh,
do you
black
know
and
what?
white.
I go, do you know
I
what
feel like that's
noir
Eric,
means?
though, if it's anybody, because he watches black and white movies
Well,
like The
No,
Lighthouse.
it gets-
I watch
gets
one
better.
Lighthouse, and all of a sudden, I watch black and white movies.
So
You're a connoisseur.
So we're watching the movie.
we're like halfway through, and I look at him, and I'm like, wait, why couldn't I have been Peter Porker, the pig?
And I go, oh, because I know why. Because I would have suggested you be Peter Porker, and you're like, oh, you think I'm fat?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not dealing with this. You're the girl
Now-
or the guy? And then I didn't even think
What-
about Penny. Like, I completely
Yeah.
forgot about her as a person.
I want
They don't have that many good posters, though,
maybe.
with her.
I
Like, they
know.
have the robot.
I
mostly.
have to look for a poster. So apparently the divorce shit that happened between Peter B. Parker and Mary Jane was in the script for Spider-Man 4. So Sam Raimi's fourth Spider-Man movie was gonna deal with them getting a divorce.
Shailene Woodley was supposed to play that role.
In The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Mary Jane Watson was played expertly by
Like
Kirsten Dunst
Kirsten Dunst. Yeah.
in all of her wet nipply glory.
She's my favorite, Mary Jane.
90s Spider-Man Mary is the best Mary Jane. Just saying. Kirsten Dunst is like watching a wet nipply log act.
Wait, isn't that who plays in the original Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Just-
another one?
Just because it's in fucking Sam Raimi Spider-Man doesn't mean every aspect of the film is perfect, alright?
No, I'm talking about the redheaded
That
one.
is the true Spider-Man, though, in some people's eyes.
Well, they're fucking hard R bad word for stupid people. Because let me tell
I
you,
like the original Spider-Man movies.
they're fun, but he's a 35-year-old in high school. Get the fuck out of here.
He doesn't look 35. You're just being
Bullshit.
ridiculous.
He's got stubble and shit like that, and he's
He
like,
looks-
"Hey, Mary Jane, pose up."
He looks like he's in his 20s.
It'd be a shame if I ate your ass. What? Click.
What's the Spider-Man where she dies?
That's Gwen Stacy dies in Amazing Spider-Man 2. She gets her neck snapped in the bell tower.
Emma Stone.
I'm gonna punch you in the
Best
side of the
left
head.
bosom in the...
That's not even Mary Jane.
No, that's Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy's in all of them, but like she's a big part
That's
of
Kirsten
Amazing
Dunst.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, she's my favorite one.
She's not the best portrayal of the character, though. I think the 90s Spider-Man cartoon is the better one.
I mean, I think she fits the role like what they have her do.
Yeah, you're right. She's a
They didn't ask much of
No.
her.
she's a relatively
I
attractive
did
redhead.
not like Emma
Yeah.
Stone as Mary Jane.
That's a
She
fightable.
wasn't
She's
Mary
not Mary
Jane.
Jane.
Oh, whoever she
She's
is.
Gwen Stacy.
She's Gwen Stacy.
I did not like her.
You don't know shit about the character. You can't say I don't really like her portrayal of the character. How?
I didn't like her.
I thought they played very well off of each other.
Well, you know, the fact that they were dating kind of helps.
That does help. The chemistry was there.
It was real.
The movies may not have been great, but they were great together.
Maybe
Greatest,
we need to
greatest
watch
left
it
bosom in the
again,
game, dude.
Right?
I would show mine, but I don't want to get hit with that TOS. So Lily Tomlin is the fourth Oscar-nominated actress to play Aunt May. How fucking
That's
crazy is that?
I think that's a requirement, dude. It's a prerequisite.
At this point, with your Oscar
Well,
noms.
In the actress that plays in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the reason she did the role is because the director or somebody that was working on the film, they had never worked together, so she's like, oh, sure, I'll do it because I want to work with you. Even though it's like, it was like below, she should never have done those movies.
No.
But it was like, I want to work with my friend, so I'll do these movies.
So of the live action Aunt Mays, of the film Aunt Mays. So we'll do Into the Spider-Verse and then the three different franchises that have come out.
Marissa Tomei.
You think Marissa Tomei is better than Lily Tomlin's Aunt May?
Have you seen her?
I don't think Marissa Tomei is gonna build some fucking new age thwipping technology, James.
Why? Why is his aunt 65 when his parents are in their 30s?
Look, there's a 15-year age gap between my oldest sister and me, so I don't want to hear it.
65 and 30.
Hey, shit was different back then, dude.
Yeah, she didn't eat none of those preservatives. She aged hard.
Hard.
Marissa Tomei looks like she's actually Tom Holland's aunt.
Yeah, that's true. But she's not
Nah,
a believable Aunt
I like
May,
an
though.
old portrayal of
I need
Aunt
an
May.
old, dusty, just Aunt May.
Rosemary Harris, best.
Is that the Sam Raimi Aunt May?
Yeah.
She was great.
No, like, she's too old, though.
But her scenes with Tobey Maguire were so fucking good, though. You really felt like this woman actually cared about this grown man who she was shepherding through high school for what seemed to be his 5th time.
Rosemary Harris is my favorite.
What, who?
Who?
Rosemary Harris.
That's the... Well, yeah. We get it. You're a fucking Sam Raimi Spider-Man stan. Wow. Fucking...
Tobey Maguire was only 26 when he made those movies.
Too bad he looked like
Get
he
off
was
his
45.
back. No, he doesn't.
He looked
Get
like
off
he
his
just got done
back.
paying off his 30-year mortgage 5 years later.
And he was probably 25 when they filmed him.
I don't
You
know.
look like you're still in high school.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be a better fit for Spider-Man than fucking Tobey Maguire. I'll get in shape. Don't tempt me.
Doing crunches, getting fit.
Getting fit. So apparently Miles' invisibility, like the way that they designed it, went through 70 different design revisions.
70?
70. 70.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, every day going into work and, like, you finally rendered this out and you think it's looking good. You take it to because there had to have been somebody above you who's approving all of your invisibility designs. He looks at it and he's just like, this is dog shit. What is
Give me another one.
I need a different one. And then he wipes his ass with it.
He throws away the file, the USB. Fucking tosses it.
And apparently the leap of faith moment in the movie, where Miles finally gets the suit and he jumps and his world's kind of inverted now, that scene was in the script since the first draft. So it was something that they carried through every draft revision of the script because of how powerful it was.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that scene, oof, man, it's so good. Ooh.
I also like the scenes like where he just flubbed it. He like went to the tallest building, or one of the tallest buildings. He's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
The sound design of this movie is really good. Like the sound of his like sneakers like dragging because they're not tied or whatever. So of course he's dragging his fucking feet down the stairs. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Even in the poster, his shoes aren't tied.
In that scene where he's flipped and he finally takes the leap of faith, his shoes are still untied.
Yeah.
As he's flying through the air or whatever. He's fucking...
So it's crazy, like, because when I was watching the movie, his suit looks more black, but it's like navy.
Oh, it's black. He uses black
No, I
paint.
thought it was
He
black.
It's
uses
black.
black spray paint.
The character is
But, like-
black, James. He's
Yeah.
not navy.
That is-
Jesus.
But like, the original, like, he has a navy suit, the original Miles Morales.
You mean
And if
from
you look
the
at some of
Ultimate Comics?
Yeah, but then if you look at some of the posters, it still looks blue. But yes, in the movie, it's black. But some of the posters, they make it looks like navy.
That's black.
This is a newer version
Oh.
of Miles' character.
But I think now in the comics it is black, but originally he has a navy
What
suit.
do I need to look up?
But
Miles
it wasn't
Morales.
like his final suit.
2004.
Yeah, probably. Like, he was using a store-bought suit. No. That's black.
Yeah.
So the reason that
light
it
is
looks
hitting
like
it.
that, yeah.
It's
So
from the building.
it's because of the way that comics do light on black. So
Yeah, it looks navy.
yeah, but that's why
It doesn't even look navy. That looks more of like a turquoise blue.
Yeah.
And it's just the light hitting from the building.
yeah, it's just something weird that comics artists have to do. I'm gonna
Because even in the other guy, his cape is supposed to be black, and it's a little bit blue on the top.
well, and that's Prowler.
Yeah.
Oh man, hopefully I don't have any porn stuff.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Your face is still on the thing because of the way I edited the.
Oh.
So you're just over the Spider-Man picture.
But no, like I like the black version better. Like the navy looks fine, but I think the blacked out version is better.
Look, man, he didn't have a navy
I don't think
It
it
was
suit.
never
ever was
navy.
navy.
Yeah. I think
You
you're
don't
just-
like
No,
the
in the
way-
comic books he has a navy.
Then look
he
it
has a
up and
navy.
Send
Tell
it.
us.
I need you to send it. Don't look back
Okay,
at your
hold on.
pops. Your pops don't mean shit.
It's literally blue. His suit.
No, that's just old.
Yeah, that is what it
The
is.
black
Just
has.
it's worn out. You left it in the sun, dummy.
Yeah, it degraded.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Oh
makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Who's your
Oh.
guys' favorite Spider-Man in this?
In this, come on, dude, it's Miles.
Uh,
100%.
yeah, I mean that's obvious choice. But
If
I
you
mean,
don't-
he's a little whack half the movie. It's
Yo, you're
definitely
fucking
Peter
whack!
B. Parker.
It
It's
was.
Peter B. Parker.
It was never blue.
Look up original Miles Morales. Drop the S. It gotta be
look up
Miles Morales.
first appearance of Miles
Morales'
Morales.
spider suit. Watch it never be blue. Like James is just fucking colorblind. Black. He's black gray.
You guys are
colorblind.
making it seem like I'm saying this thing is like baby blue, sky blue. I've never
This
said
is
that.
literally-
It's like a dark
This
blue.
is literally
Never
black,
blue.
dude.
I'm telling you. I'm looking it up right now. It was never blue. It's black.
His first appearance, dude.
Did you send it in the chat?
What? No, I'm looking it up.
It's not.
Oh, why you gotta look it up? You're talking like you had the proof, the evidence.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, because the first thing that shows up, he's wearing Peter's costume. Is why.
Well, yeah, because that's what he did.
It's all,
Yeah.
I liked his little hoodie, little hoodie, little underneath.
And like
Yeah,
the,
it is
the
pretty
cargo
cool.
shorts or whatever that he was wearing.
That's the ultimate
I'm telling you
Spider-Man.
right now, it was never blue.
That's my ultimate Spider-Man. Somebody says that your apartment looks bad, Eric. That he wants to donate to you.
How much?
Wait,
Yeah, how much? You won't.
wait, what does it say?
Well, how do we always find people who are always just trying to talk shit in our chat? These people are trolling, just chatting,
Wait.
just to talk shit to us.
He has an unrolled carpet.
Wait, what's wrong with his apartment?
It's just kind of dirty. Look at it.
He
I mean,
has a
there's-
cat. His cat
Yeah,
plays
it's just
with
cat
toys.
toys.
It's just
Bottom
cat
left.
toys.
Oh.
You talking about me?
Oh, so this fucking
No.
moron can't tell the difference between left and right. That's the problem. This fucking idiot is just slamming his forehead on the keyboard.
No, it's
Two
a spare
unrolled
bedroom.
Carpet. Oh, so this dude's just an actual fucking idiot. That's the problem.
You can't even see the carpet in ours.
No,
No,
you
but he was
called me
talking
out.
about Eric too, though, because there's a carpet. It looks like in Eric's room.
No, it's
Is
a
that
cat
carpet?
toy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
fucking
he
you and
plays
this other
with
guy are
cat.
fucking idiots.
Whew.
That's a cat toy. That's a big ass cat toy.
It's like a ferret toy. But we're getting away from the review that we're talking about.
I gotta go get pizza soon.
You guys brought it up. I was doing something else.
I'm now addressing bottom left dude now. You can address my balls, Matt MC face stab. Alright, so what was your guys' favorite part of the movie? We'll go Galax, James, Eric.
I really like the scene when he is finding his power. And he
Oh
jumps.
fuck,
Like
I
when-
found spider powers.
No.
Like when he can,
When he gets
like when
the
he can
confidence
control his
and
powers.
He jumps off the building, and it's the song going. And
The leap
it's
of
like-
faith scene.
Yeah.
That's what that's called. It's
Yeah.
called leap of faith.
Yeah.
Because
I really
that's
like
what
that.
Peter
It gave
B
me
tells him.
chills.
How am I gonna know? So you just know.
I mean, that is that's how you know things.
Yeah.
You know them.
So
Alright, James.
So my favorite part was probably the funeral scene for Peter Parker. To me, like, that was the most, like- So like, I
It's
get
like a
why other
public
people had a
funeral.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like people had like so like obviously like when Prowler dies sad or whatever, but to me that didn't really hit that hard for some reason. When I was watching the movie, when Peter dies and then Miles is just realizing like, oh crap, I gotta do this all on my own now. And then, like, they do the scene of everybody. You see how everyone's just so sad because how big, like, just Spider-Man means to
The
them or
presence
whatever.
of Spider-Man, right.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Just the emotion of that just came across so well for me that that was, like, my favorite part of the film. It's the only time that I actually felt, like, I guess, true emotion during the film.
Oof. That's weird.
I really liked when
Hey.
he was like, "It's up to me,"
Thanks, guy.
and then the guy was like, I don't think they're talking just about you.
I love that joke, but I
know.
think it actually cuts the emotional weight that James is talking about. Go ahead, Eric.
I think I like when they're all fighting in Aunt May's house, and just like how they put her like in the middle, and then she's like looking at like all the damage they're creating throughout her house.
Yeah, when she's like go outside and like everyone just refuses to.
That judgmental.
The guy in the chat is so funny to me.
And rude person is my boyfriend, so stop.
Why are we even fucking talking to this dumb fuck anyways? Don't touch me. You're the one still talking to him. Go on his podcast, because I'm sure he is a fucking fantastic one.
I'm a fan of that guy.
Man,
I bet you are. He's over here sucking your dick too, buddy. What I really like about that scene is earlier in the movie when Peter B meets Olivia for the first time, he asks her, "Oh, what do your friends call you, Doc Ock?" And she tells him, "No, my friends call me Liv, my enemies call me Doc Ock." And when Aunt May sees her for the first time walking into the house, she says, "Liv."
She's like, "Hi, Liv."
So that kind of that implies that either she knew who Doc Ock was because the bitch don't cover her face anyways, or she had a previous relationship with Doc Ock. Which,
like maybe they went to college together.
Well, in
she
some
also
things,
plays a big part in that Peter Parker's life. Like she knew all about his the key and stuff. So maybe she just knew who all the villains were too.
That's what I was thinking.
But if it's that, then she would have just called her like Olivia. Yeah, or Doc Ock. She wouldn't have called her Liv.
Yeah, but she's like. She's like, I'm a bad bitch, so like I'm gonna call you Liv.
Well,
like it's like I'm gonna call you the opposite of what I should call you, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
The reason that I think she was her friend is because in some timelines, like the most recent Spider-Man video game, Peter and Doc Ock actually work together while Peter's in college. Like Doc Ock, and even in the Sam Raimi movie, right?
Yeah, in the Sam Raimi movies, yep.
So like there could have been times where before Doc Ock became Doc Ock, she was at Peter's house with Aunt May eating.
I mean, they looked around the same age, so they could have known each other when they were younger too.
They're kind of from different worlds, though, right? Like Aunt May is living off of her dead husband's wealth. I don't know what she does for work.
But the main Peter, where is he at in his life now? Is he just because they say what he does when he dies?
Peter Parker. He's 10 years.
Yeah,
he's 10 years into being Spider-Man.
So, but what is he doing professionally?
They don't say.
Because, like, in the new comic books, he's more or less like Tony Stark.
Right. They don't say, right? They don't talk about what he's doing to make money. But I mean, I would imagine he's getting some of that merch money, right? They're out here selling costumes.
I know, and that's what's weird though, because like this.
He did make the soundtrack. He's got cereal. He's got lollipops or whatever. My man's is out here making money.
With this movie, it's so easy. Like, if you don't know something, be like, well, in the comic books, they did this, so that's what I'm gonna think it is. And it's kind of like...
a lot of stuff doesn't go unsaid, so you're right. For all I know, she called her Liv just to say Liv. Wow, that was a fun way to look at that.
But no, I think she knew she was Doc Ock, and she knows that she says that, so she calls her Liv, just because she's, like, not scared of her. I don't think they were friends.
I think they were enemies. Point. She wouldn't have explicitly said, "My friends call me Liv, but my enemies call me."
Liv looks 35. Aunt May looks 65. They ain't friends.
Liv looks pretty old. She's just fit. She works out. She takes bike rides.
She has that suit on, dude. It's like a.
She kind of looks like a hipster.
Yeah, she keeps her shit high and tight. Like
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just a cool little thing. That I guess isn't real. I'm sorry if I brought it up. You fuckboy in the chat, Galax. You're right. I'm wrong. I don't really have a singular favorite part of the movie. I guess if I had to choose, I'd probably say the leap of faith part. That, and then the way it ties into when Peter B leaves. So where he also has to take a leap of faith, where Miles like lets him go or whatever. Yeah, that scene is awesome. And how he just beats his ass and then kicks him out of his universe. All right, Eric, what's your least favorite part?
I don't think there is, dude. This movie is fantastic.
James?
Maybe the ending because I wanted more.
I just need to now.
Probably the kind of like the lack of setup for like Kingpin, because like it's kind of like rushed over, like because he's like more or less he's a villain in the film, and it kind of all revolves like he's the reason for everything happening, but then they're so focused on like individual characters that they don't really like. I didn't feel for his emotion of him like trying to get his family back or whatever. Like so, everything with him I didn't really care about. It was just like, oh, he's just kind of a dick, and it's like. But if they would have did a better job of introducing the family, or like introducing the backstory, it might have been better.
So you wanted a 2 hour and 45-minute version of this movie?
You act like that's a bad thing.
All you need to know though is he's a bad dude. He's a bad hombre.
I think it depends on what you focus on, right? That like, I don't know that I would have wanted an extra 20 minutes of Fisk movie. I like him just being a bad hombre.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
We knew...
But he wasn't just a bad hombre. He was a guy, a person that was trying to get his family back. So he doesn't even...
you find out later...
how his family died. We had all the information we needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they, like, leave because he's fighting Spider-Man. Like, if my wife leaves because I'm fighting somebody, does she really love me?
You're right. Like, his reason for doing what he's doing is not a good one. He should probably leave that bitch dead and be done with it. Look, he's just a bad hombre and wants a reason to jump dimensions, probably. He's like, oh, man, what do I need to go to a new dimension for?
Well, Liv even's like, you could have a bunch of family or something like that.
I'll let you impregnate me now. Alright, girl, what was your least favorite part of the movie?
I didn't really like how they introduced the new spider people. It just felt really tedious. I liked the jokes in them. I just was like, oh my god, again.
Yeah, I think that was more for fans of those comics.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to things like Spider-Gwen's issue cover and Miles's issue cover. They actually have things like the writer's name and shit like that, so it's more like Easter eggy.
Yeah.
But I could see that. But they're funny. I think you're wrong too. I think Eric's the only one with the right answer here.
It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with the movie.
Negative.
I think my least favorite part was that he had to look up to a white dude. Why couldn't he look up to a brown dude?
Because there was no brown Spider-Man.
Because there can only be one Hispanic Spider-Man.
That's wrong too, though.
There's
Miguel O'Hara is also a Hispanic Spider-Man.
He's Latin X, okay?
No, he is in this movie.
Is he?
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara shows up at the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, so his AI is like, Miguel, you're about to be the first person to ever what the fuck did she say? She essentially says you're about to be the first person to ever universe hop by your own free will. Are you ready? And then he's like, yeah, I'm going to the 60s, universe 67 or some shit like that. And then that's when he jumps to the old school Spider-Man and he's like
pointing.
What's cool too is they've turned all those into actual universes, like all these like Spider-Man like stuff. Like so all the Spider-Man stuff that's been like made is all has a universe like name.
And you kind of learn that I mean Marvel does a really good job of like assigning numbers, like universe numbers. So like the main Marvel universe is Marvel Universe 616. And then the Ultimate Universe was 16 or something like that.
I have no clue.
So like the fact that he called out the specific universe that was is really funny because he's dimension hopping.
I would have never known that, but yeah.
Yeah, because even like the MCU now has its own universe.
It's something crazy. It's like
it's like
Go ahead.
I don't know. I thought it was like in the 300s or something. No, it's like 3,000.
Wait, when he thousands? I thought it was like 16,666 or some shit.
It could be. It could be, to be honest. I don't know.
Go ahead, Eric.
I thought when he was saying 67, that was like the year.
It is, but that's the universe number that he says
as well.
Okay. Yeah, so that's when it came out. So that's why they just assigned it to it. Like,
okay, yeah, okay.
It was very simple, yeah.
So the MCU is Marvel Universe 199,999.
Okay. Yeah,
that's really fucking stupid. I don't know why they chose that. I think my least favorite part of this movie was the only person that we had in chat other than Burton. He was not a nice guy to anybody but you and James. He was really not nice to
No,
Eric.
he called me basic. He said
No.
basic.
He said my choice of Miles being my favorite Spider-Man was the basic white girl choice.
Oh, I thought he was talking.
No, he insulted me and Eric the whole time. But I also wasn't nice to him, so that's okay.
That's how you build that community, dude.
By shitting on people who are rude.
You beat them down, dude.
I don't beat people down who are nice in the chat. Those nice
Italians?
men.
Oh man,
Italian.
Where they at?
Right? That's what I needed them to come in here and beat that dude up. My least favorite part of the movie, I don't know. I don't really think I had a least favorite part. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish Miles would have told his dad that he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was hoping.
I thought he was going to.
Dude, when his dad came up with the gun on him, I was really hoping he'd be like, "No, Dad, wait.
It's me.
Yeah, it's
I'm
me.
Spider-Man.
I'm Miles."
I know it's supposed to be funny, but I kind of thought it was stupid when he was doing this like mature voice thing.
Oh, and he was like,
Where he's
No!
like talking with a deep voice.
I like that.
It was stupid.
Well,
Good job.
I get it because like my dad, I know my voice.
Well, yeah, that
But-
and like it's almost poking fun at Christian
thank you,
Bale's
sir.
Batman voice, right? Like this fucking guy over here, fucking, oh, what's Ray doing? You know, like, but
yeah, I don't know. I get what they were doing, but I don't know. I don't really like
but
it.
wouldn't you do that too, though? Like if you're
Wouldn't
a
you want to
superhero-
disguise your voice?
Yeah, you're wearing a fucking mask. You better disguise your voice.
I mean, it's a comic book. Some people wear no mask and you don't know who they are, so I don't know anymore.
All right, so cinema score questions. We'll go James, Galax, Eric. James, would you rent it?
No.
Would you buy it?
Yes.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like kids would love this movie
People.
because it's so
Kids
colorful.
are not people.
Oh,
I'm talking about real people, not that fake people shit.
With developed brains.
Yeah.
then no.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a good movie.
And then would you recommend?
Yeah, but I mean,
Who wouldn't you recommend this to? Because that's an interesting take.
I mean, there's people that don't really like Marvel movies.
no, it's not that. It's the animated part.
Oh.
I feel like a lot of
Who the
people still
fuck
have
don't
just
like
such a
Marvel
bad
movies?
stigma against
I know
animated
people
stuff.
that don't like them.
That one.
People who can't read?
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Yes,
that's true.
Scorsese. But no, like I can see people being like, "Oh, I don't want to watch it because it's a cartoon."
I mean, that's you for the most part.
That was you for 2
That's not why I didn't watch it.
You shit talk animated movies all the time, though. You're like, I'm not gonna.
But yeah, I
it's
do.
animated."
Yeah, but that's not why I didn't watch this movie.
Not this one in particular.
What I'm saying though, there's a lot of people that just don't really watch animated movies.
Right. But you wouldn't recommend this to them because, like, oh no,
It's
this
so
is a
different.
gem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would let them know,
It's
yeah,
not the
but
same
I bet
like
you they probably
copy
wouldn't watch it.
pasta Pixar animation.
Yeah, it's
This
something.
act like-
is one of a kind, dude.
You said it like that's a bad thing, alright? Look at all their Oscars, alright?
No, but it does kind of get cookie cutter after a while. You're like, yeah, it's a Pixar movie. They're gonna.
I don't watch a lot of Pixar movies.
Well,
so-
they're cookie cutter. They bring you up, and then they tear you fucking down. They tear you down. They make you cry.
Yeah.
His dad is fucking dead, and then it's a happy ending.
I think the animation style, though, is more of a reason to, like, have people watch it over anything, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's good, it has emotion and all that stuff, and it's, it's fantastic. But, like, just to see what they're able to do with the animation style is more one of a kind, and that's why I would have people watch it. You gave away the illusion.
Yeah, right. You broke
Yeah,
it.
what the heck?
I'm surprised the boy didn't say anything about it in the chat.
I know.
Oh, these dumb bitches are in the same room together.
He should
You
have.
should have. All right, girl. Would you rent it?
No.
Would you buy it?
Yeah.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Cool. How would you recommend this though to someone, like someone at work who's like looking for a movie, but you don't think that they're into like comic books or something like that? Like, would you recommend it to one of those type of people?
You think they're not into children's movies?
This movie's not a fucking children's movie.
It's not, but that's the perspective people have on animation.
Some people.
Yeah, I think I would recommend it just as maybe a way.
That's why I didn't get nominated for Best Picture when it should have,
should
because of that
have.
sentiment. It should have won that year.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What'd you say, Alex?
I said I think I would recommend it as a way of maybe getting them into comic type movies.
Now, what if somebody's like, but I can't watch it, it's animated?
I'd be like, give it a chance. It's not like...
Ooh, you should be in marketing.
It's like, no. It's
I know,
animated,
I'm playing
yes,
with you.
But it's like a different type of animation. That
But
I
a
think
black man gets shot, so it's real. I'm listening. I'm
See, because like if you're like, get him into comic movies, they'll be like, well, why wouldn't I just watch the MCU's billion-dollar films?
And you could be like, because there's only one black-led one, and this movie's better than that one.
Yeah. No,
Or how do you feel? Do you think this movie's better than Black Panther?
No.
Wow, you think Black Panther's a better movie than this?
Yeah. But I would tell them that it's filmed differently than a traditional animated movie.
Right. So bring your 3D glasses is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
Wow, I didn't... Huh. What do you like about... I'm sorry, I'm going to skip past Eric here for a second.
We need to hurry up. I have to go get pizza in 5 minutes. So you're going to have to finish this without me.
What do you like about Black Panther more than this movie?
I like this...
Wakanda Forever.
Wait, no, that's Hail Hydra.
Wait, is it?
No, this is Hail Hydra. Wakanda
Oh,
Forever is down. They go down like this. Wakanda Forever.
Oh.
Give this man a shield.
Ooh, Bombay!
What?
So what is it? Just because there's real people in
No.
Black Panther, you're like, well, I can relate to these. They're not drawings.
There's more black people.
I don't know. I related to the story and the actors more. Like
You
they
also grew up in a secret
I did.
African kingdom.
I did.
No, Black Panther has the most amount of strong women characters than any other MCU
That's true.
thing.
I guess I didn't think about that. You
Yes.
also are a strong-toned black bald woman.
I hate him.
Like honestly though, in like film in general, they have 3 very strong women. Like
Yeah, they're I would say they're even more badass than the main character.
And it was just very...
They shit talk him all the
it's
time.
it's more women centric than Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
It was
And Wonder
suspenseful
Woman.
for me.
Black Panther?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you didn't expect Killmonger to actually, become
Killmonger's
king.
so good.
When
you
you
were
see
to
him
put
with his shirt off,
Spider-Man-
you know he's a badass, though. You're like, oh, this dude's...
But he's a better
Yeah.
villain than the villains in this movie.
Yeah, but I don't think this movie was about the villains.
No, it wasn't.
You know,
That's why Fisk's story is stupid to me.
well, no, that's just because you like the way it was done in Daredevil better.
That's true.
But man, you don't get much better than fucking Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, though.
No, he's so good, dude. If they bring that character back, I don't care. Just bring him back.
But I really like the way Lee Schreiber was like, yo, give me the fucking dimensions, 24
hey,
hours.
give me the loot.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You
I
got
mean, yeah,
the
he
loot.
played the he did a good job with what they wrote for him.
Yeah.
Like it's not his fault.
Yeah. All right, Eric, would you rent it?
Nope.
Would you buy it?
100%.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
I'm gonna recommend it to the heavens, dude. Because before Endgame came out, this was the best superhero movie ever.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ever.
I know about that.
Ever, dude.
I know about that.
When I first saw this, I was like, holy shit.
This is it.
This is great.
Peak. We peaked. And then
It-
Endgame
no,
came
but-
out and you were like, we
I was like,
peaked!
oh, it could peak more.
Wait, you think Endgame is like the best superhero movie?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, how
That-
funny would it be?
It's not.
That movie is 100%. That's like that's what comic books are made of. It oozes comic book shit. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best film that is based on comic books. It's
superhero.
it's the best comic book movie. That movie feels like a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but the issue with it is you had to see 20 other films. That's why. It's
But
like,
to understand a 12-issue miniseries, you got to read the first 11 issues, right? And
True.
then you
Yeah.
judge, everything. You judge the whole series, right? That's what makes it a comic book.
But it's hard for a movie to be a perfect movie if it's like you have to watch so many other things on it. It relies on so many other things.
But that aspect is what makes it a perfect comic book movie. Like I'm not saying it's the perfect cinematic experience. No, It's not like what Tenet is gonna be, because I'm sure Tenet's gonna come out and I'm gonna be
man.
like, holy shit, this just changed the fucking game on me. But like,
Yeah.
when you're looking at the genre of comic book movie, like it's the same thing with Blade 2, right? Like Blade 2 felt like a fucking comic book movie, even more so than Blade 1, because you're coming into the story mid-thing, right? There is a past that had happened in a different movie, and if you go watch that other movie, you get the past. If you don't, then you read this movie, you watch this movie, you might be a little lost, but it's a dope fucking movie with cool vampires that look like the Predator.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's other comic book movies that are better.
Which would you say is better?
Mr. Glass, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna go for
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
I've seen Unbreakable. Unbreakable's good. I've
Split.
seen Split. I've never seen Glass actually.
Glass is not.
I've
worth
seen the
it.
first two.
What Glass is 3 hours long, and I think Galax liked 45
Wait, it's
minutes.
3 hours long?
It's like 3 hours. It's long. It's
What
2
the
hours and 45.
Is Scorsese
Yeah.
fucking make it?
Yeah, basically. Are you gonna go get that pizza right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I give my score, my rating?
Oh yeah. Give your rating before you leave.
How many movies did Sam
Raimi did 3 Spider-Man movies.
Okay, I give it 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies out of 3.
But the third one was bad.
Not to me.
Ooh.
The third one
She's a
starts
Sam
off
Raimi
okay.
lover, dude.
But the third Spider-Man movie is bad.
No, it is.
The
Period.
third act is terrible.
I'd rather watch Bad Moms, I think.
Oh wow! Did you?
I wouldn't say all that.
Eric
No,
went,
dude.
I'd rather watch Bad Moms than Spider-Man 3.
Whatever.
Because at least the
Irredeemable.
Sandman is done well in that movie.
You can close out the video if you want. I don't know. Leave it actually, because that's gonna cause more work than I need it to be. Thanks for showing up, Alex. I'll let you know what the wheel decides.
I'll be right back.
I think by the time you get back, we're gonna be done though. Like we're
Yeah,
at the end of the
see you
podcast.
never.
See you never, Erickson.
But like, if you look at something like Logan, where it's like all these movies added up to it, but you still honestly didn't need to see those other movies.
Bullshit. That movie does not hold the emotional weight if you hadn't seen at least half of the other X-Men movies.
Yeah, but you could not see that and still know what's going on. You don't see the other MCU movies, you have no idea what's going on.
They tell you what happened in the previous movie.
Yeah,
they go,
they sum it
this
up.
big purple dick Kevin face dude came over and snapped and killed half of everybody. It was the craziest of shit.
Yeah, but then if everybody comes back, you're like, who are these people?
The Avengers idiot.
But you recognize it as a triumph moment. That's all you need to know.
Hey, all those people weren't Avengers. They had everybody. They just invited
He
their
said
friends.
Avengers assemble, and everybody walked up to the front line. They are now all honorary Avengers members.
It's true.
Finn. Done.
So,
Birds of spoilers in the chat.
Whoops.
Thanks for not talking shit about my house, Bird. You're better than the other
But no,
guy in chat.
100%, dude. Before Endgame, this was the movie. The best superhero movie.
Okay, James, what superhero movie do you think is better than Into the Spider-Verse? Before Endgame.
probably a lot of the MCU movies. Like Winter Soldier is fantastic.
Winter Soldier is my favorite MCU movie other than Endgame, and I still think this is better than it.
Yeah, Joey has Captain America tatted.
I mean, I get it. Like, I
You
need.
want to see him?
But I'm not saying this movie. I'm not saying this movie isn't good. Like, I'm not saying it's not fantastic. This movie is a great movie. I think it's.
Which one
it's
is it?
probably
Good, great, or
top five.
fantastic? I'm just playing.
It depends what I'm comparing it to.
It's all relative, like time.
Why do you always feel that you need to compare it to something?
Well,
You
I mean,
always
we
bring
are
up these
comparing it to
points.
something, right? By
I
saying
guess,
it's
yeah, we
better.
are.
How do you determine if something is good if you can't compare it? Then what does that mean?
I honestly think you can say if a movie's good by how it makes you feel.
This movie is good. Yeah.
I mean, it's great. It's not just good. It's great.
I'm comparing it because you said this is the best superhero movie ever.
Yeah,
so then I
yeah.
compared
No,
it.
it
Yeah.
was. It was the best superhero movie ever. It had that title for about a year. And then it was
But
not.
I also do not think this movie is better than Endgame.
Oh.
No,
I also
it's
just don't
not.
think
the emotion.
No, it's not.
I just also don't think Endgame is like me, a person who has seen every MCU movie. I think Endgame is fantastic. It's perfect. But I've also spent 10 years watching all the movies.
Yeah, I don't think that should really factor into it, though. I think it's a good movie even without it.
But going into a movie and not knowing what's going on and like having so much lore,
this dude snapped. What more do you need?
It could take people out of the movie.
What more do you need?
You don't even know what the snap means.
It means that's what it means.
And it's actually
don't they literally show like?
No, it's called the bloop because only a handful of people saw the snap.
They do show you what happened, but on the other side of the earth, because you see Hawkeye's family go poof. You don't even really see it. He just goes, ah!
Yeah, he doesn't even see what happens.
Yeah.
They're just
he turns
gone.
around and then looks and he's like, these motherfuckers are fast. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He just wanted hot dogs on his buns.
And don't put mayo, because what the fuck you do? Jinkies, who puts mayo on a hot dog? Alright, so I wouldn't rent it because I own it. I did buy this movie. If the Steelbook was in the $5 bin, I would absolutely spend another $5 on this movie.
That's not the question, Joey.
I know I changed it for me, though. Would you put this on in the background when people are over? Absolutely. Would you recommend to everybody? Even if somebody was like, I don't like comic book movies, I don't like animated movies, and least of all do I like Hispanic-led films, I'd be like, you should probably still watch it, bud.
So Bird put in the chat about the Dark Knight or whatever.
Was not better than the Dark Knight. Wow.
See, I get his point though, because like, so to me, like a lot of movies that are like very good, like comic book movies, are when the villain's very good. So like the Joker's fantastic in that movie. Like same thing, Thanos is fantastic, Killmonger's fantastic. So anytime you have a good villain, like because then the movie feels a little more balanced. Like I want to care about the villain, almost care about like, or at least understand what they're.
But you're just talking about a physical villain. The villain of this movie isn't physical. It's the emotional shit that Miles is going through, right? Because
the theme of this movie is man versus self versus man versus man.
So
and
when you look at it like that, though, is the villain bad? I don't think so. I think the villain of the movie is something that all of us can relate to. The villain of the movie is something that everybody has dealt with at some point in their life, right? You know, it when you say the villain, you can't just look at physical people. You can't just look at a real life being that's opposing you, because that's not always the villain, you know?
But yeah, in superhero movies specifically, though, I'd rather have the big bad actually have some weight to it. And, like, Fisk kind of just didn't do it for me in the movie.
Right, but he was just more... he was a plot device.
Yeah.
I even think Doc Ock was more of the villain than Fisk was.
Yeah. She was doing a lot more of the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Shit, even Scorpion got into the mix more than he did.
You ain't lying.
Okay, what are your guys...
But that's like that. But that's why I don't think it's like the best, though. Like,
because you don't care about man versus self.
Yeah, I prefer more man versus man than man versus self.
Right. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. I need you guys... I'm almost ready to say that the 1997 okay, so a Bird is just an idiot.
Oh, well, now he's just trolling because that movie's terrible.
And now you're just as bad as the other guy who was in the chat earlier.
Those bat nipples aren't worth that movie's watch time.
No, not at all. Okay, so ratings. You guys should play rock, paper, scissors to see who rates first.
Rochambeau.
Wow. Wait, no. Go behind your back. Go behind your back. And then when you hear me say 3, you're gonna bring it up.
All okay. Right.
1, 2, 3.
Oh shit.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Eric might have cheated. All right, Eric, what was your rating?
No, he's been on a delay. But it did look like he cheated.
How, dude?
No, your camera's on like a delay.
Yeah, so James's hand went out, and then you went...
No, but I already knew... Because I was
we know you knew you had paid.
Yeah, we knew because you see my hand first.
All right, Eric, what's your rating for Into the Spider-Verse?
I'm going to give it 10 eye poppies out of 10 eye poppies.
Oh, shit, all right. James, what is
I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 radioactive jizz.
Oh, radioactive jism,
What?
huh? Okay.
It's how Mary Jane dies in like one of the comics.
Yeah, there's like a Darkest Timeline comic for Spider-Man, and he killed her with his jism.
Yeah, like she gets cancer.
100%
Yeah,
serious.
she gets cancer.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and yeah, there's like a scene where he's at her grave, and he's like, "Oh, I wish I didn't come in you. Oh,
Should have
no.
wore rubber.
Yeah, my spider jeans." I mean, I don't think it's 10 out of 10. This movie's fucking. I could watch this movie if I was stuck on an island and I only had this movie to watch. I'd be okay with it. I'd watch it a million times. Okay, so next podcast, I asked Jack to get me a list of films. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab that list.
I didn't realize in our chart you changed Jack.
What do you mean?
You changed the name to Jack.
When?
Like when did you do that recently?
What are you talking about?
Like in next podcast, the list order. Like you actually put Jack's name.
Yeah,
on
I just put it in there so that I would know to ask Jack. Dude, I was so fucking confused. I was like, oh my god, what are you talking about? I'm freaking out, dude. Okay. So his choices are... Oh, let me share my screen for you guys.
Better close that prawn, dude.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, that Tron 2000.
Oh, my prawn. Alright. Go live.
Oh, you forgot to close one, dude.
Oh, no, dude. Okay, so the movies are, for those watching at home,
oh shit.
The Mummy, 1999, Ghost.
I'm so glad it's not the new one.
Ghost from 1990, Gladiator from 2000, Sandlot from 1993, Leon the Professional from 1994, Letters from Iwo Jima from 2006,
I still want to see that.
and Chicago from 2002.
I already like half those movies,
Wow.
so I'm okay with half of them.
Yeah, this dude, he picked bangers, and I'm surprised. I expected Jack to pick at least...
I didn't know Jack was an artiste.
I know he was a connoisseur of film.
Shit, he liked black and white films too, I'm guessing.
Wow.
I know he hated
he's
that movie,
noir
actually,
now.
right?
Alright, so Jack's not here, but I'll call it out. Spin that wheel!
Well,
Next week we are watching the 1999 movie Mummy.
Shit.
hey, Brendan Fraser goes
Brendan
hard.
Fraser's last movie.
Oh no!
Before it disappeared off the face of the
It
planet.
fell right off that.
You act like Mummy 2 didn't happen,
Mummy
alright?
2 was okay. It wasn't great.
It has The Rock.
It has one of the least favorable fucking child actors in an action movie I've ever seen. That kid sucks. He's fucking trash.
I mean, there's a lot of bad child actors in movies.
Not in action movies, though. I said action movies. I prefaced.
I'm sure in action movies, too.
If it wasn't...
I don't know how some of these kids get hired.
Wow, Bird said if it wasn't for Sunflower, this movie would be shit. I didn't know Bird was simple, but God bless him.
Dude, I wanted it to be Leon the Professional.
There's like a Juice WRLD song in the movie that's really good, too.
Is it on... Is he on Sunflower? I don't know. I don't.
No, it's
No.
like the... I know
Is
what
it
you're
What's
talking
Up
about,
Danger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie or that song goes hard.
Yeah, that song was really
Okay.
good. R.I.P. Juice WRLD.
Rip. Let me get the outro. Alright, everybody, thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV, except for that one dude who's a jerk to me and Eric.
But he was nice to me, so thanks for showing
you
up.
ain't shit. I blocked that dude, so whatever. You lost one fan. You better start your own Twitch account.
How can we grow if you block everyone that doesn't like you? We barely like
Why
you.
are they here if they don't like me? They have to deal with me half the time. For our review of Spider-Verse, continue listening and watching and supporting us on basically every social media except for TikTok and Snapchat.
Oh, I'll do a TikTok.
Oh my god. We could do movie TikToks. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. We'll be famous.
Our Twitter is @SoonerOrLaterTV, and Facebook you can just Google it. You can search Sooner or Later TV. And if you didn't catch us on Twitch, then you're I'm gonna almost guarantee that you're listening to us on Spotify or YouTube. Spotify you can just search Sooner or Later. YouTube you can search Sooner or Later TV. if you do want to watch live so that you can make fun of me and get blocked on Twitch, you can find our Twitch. It's twitch.tv/soonerlatertv. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so our episodes always come out on Tuesdays. We're going to start making thumbnails since they cute and they look cool.
We got 2 so far.
2 whole thumbnails. Alright, so then tune in next week when we decide to review the cult classic, The Razzler and the Dazzler, The Mummy. If you have a movie that you think we should review, it's probably best to tweet us, because we're on Twitter a lot. Or leave a comment on our YouTube. We're checking that now. We had one person ask to be our best friends. We never responded. We'll respond to you if you suggest a movie.
We've had 2 comments so far, God. And we replied to nobody.
None of them, but they weren't good comments, so do better.
I will reply to people from now on.
All right.
Forever.
Forever
and ever.
Oh, you're here for the bye, so you and James can do the weird bye thing you guys do.
Oh, yay.
All right. So yeah, that was it. So tune in next week when we review the 1999 Mummy. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.